Well, today I'm going to tell you about some of the worst music career advice I received. By the way, if you're new to this channel, I'm Brad Allen. I'm a singer-songwriter and drummer based out of Kansas City, Missouri. First of all, much of achieving your goals and accomplishing what you want in music is about having the courage to do what you want to do and what you need to do, regardless of the opinions of other people. Most of the time, people's intentions are really good. They really are trying to help you to the best of their ability, but many times their advice is completely wrong, at least for you. By the way, if you're enjoying these videos, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And that helps me to really grow this channel. Thank you in advance. Okay, the worst music career advice that I received. I was told by one of my high school music teachers that I should be a high school band director because I probably wouldn't be able to make it as a performer. This was terrible advice because I didn't want to be a band director. And I think I would have been very unhappy if I had followed his advice. When the pandemic started in 2020, I was told I should probably go find some type of job other than music, driving a truck or something like that. And instead, I used that time to develop my piano skills some more. And now I'm able to make money from those skills, actually playing gigs on the piano. I was once asked if I received a lot of criticism for playing jazz because this musician told me that everyone hates jazz. And basically, he thought I should do something else, some other style of music. And what I have found is, yes, the market is smaller for jazz, but the people that like it a lot. And there's actually a lot less competition in jazz than there is in other styles like country and rock, for instance. So being in the jazz for me was actually a good decision in a lot of ways. When I was in high school, I had a teacher tell me that I would probably never be all that good at the drums because he just didn't think I had it in me. And I think that I've spent my life proving him wrong. You know, I've had a career as a drummer. I'm very glad that I didn't listen to his advice. Sometimes when people give you advice like that, they don't know what's inside you. They don't know how hard you're willing to work at something. And it's very hard also to know in the beginning how much talent a person really has, because until you start developing that talent, you really don't know what's there. I was told also by a friend of mine at school one time that I should pursue a career where I could make a lot of money because, as he put it, money is what makes the world go round. And again, for me, that would have been bad advice because I would have ended up probably in some type of a job that I absolutely hated. My whole life, I probably would have wondered whether I ever could have accomplished the things that I wanted to in music. When I started to learn to play the guitar, I was told that I was too old to learn to play the guitar. I started in my 30s. And I had several musicians say, very hard to start when you're an adult. And again, I have no idea whether that would have been easier when I was younger, but it worked out very, very well. Because I learned to play the guitar, I was able to do solo gigs, helped a lot with my songwriting, and I'm, again, so glad that I didn't listen to that advice. I was told by another musician that learning multiple instruments was simply a bad idea because it takes a whole lifetime to master one instrument. And I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. It's true that if you want to be the best that you can be at one instrument, focusing on one instrument could be a better choice. But I really wanted to understand multiple aspects of music. I really wanted to participate in music in ways other than just on the drum set. So for me personally, learning multiple instruments was a very good decision. I can't say that's the best decision for everyone else, but for me, that was a good decision. When I was moving to Kansas City coming out of the military band, I was told I wouldn't be able to find jazz gigs in Kansas City at all because there were simply too many jazz musicians here. What I was able to do was I was able to find places that weren't currently featuring music and basically, you know, sell them on the idea that having a jazz group in their restaurant every week was a good idea. And so where there's a will, there's a way, is all I can say about that. You know, when people talk about competition, there's a lot of people doing something. It's not untrue. There are a lot of people, but to say like, just because there's a lot of competition, you can't make things happen, that's simply not true. It just depends on how bad you want to do something. When I started my YouTube channel, Brad Allen Drums, I was told that was a bad idea because other drummers had already gotten there first. I was told that YouTube was too crowded, it was too late to succeed there. I was constantly made to feel like I was wasting my time on YouTube. You know, people would ask, well, have you made any money yet? And it's finally starting to pay off. I got monetized this year. It's growing like crazy. And again, I'm so glad that I didn't listen to that advice. I was told by a college professor, you know, I told him I wanted to be a drummer primarily, not really a percussionist. And what he told me was that most successful drummers were actually child prodigies. I was unlikely to succeed unless I was a child prodigy, and so I should be a percussionist instead. I don't know what he had in mind for me, being a college percussion professor maybe, but that was, again, terrible advice because honestly, I can think of only a handful of people, of drummers, who are child prodigies. That's actually very unusual. There's Buddy Rich, for instance, but that's very unusual. Most drummers who became successful didn't really become successful, until they were adults. So I don't know where that idea came from, but it was a very strange idea. The last thing is, when I was leaving the military band, I was told by a friend that I wouldn't be able to feed my family. He said, "Where are you going to live?" He said, "If you care about your family, you'll stay in the military." And my family has never gone hungry. We've always had a place to live. So again, it was a good decision for me. For other people, maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. But for me, getting out of the military was a great decision. So all this advice was wrong, at least for me personally. And I'm so glad that I was able to think for myself and make my own decisions about what I wanted to do with my music career. So be careful who you listen to. At the end of the day, the only person's opinion who counts really is yours. By the way, I do a behind the music episode like this every week. Some are videos and some are articles. You can view all of them completely free. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below to receive the weekly episode. And I'll see you next time.